This is the Ninja Legion. I'm Spider, and Cecil Blade's going to be joining me in just a moment. We are here today to do a playthrough of the latest DC deck building game set, Forever Evil. Plays like a traditional deck building game, but in this one you take on the role of the super villain fighting against the superheroes. It's a nice twist on the existing one. It's completely compatible with the previous versions of the game, so if you have the old ones, you can add this to it. You can even do a hero versus villain mode. So, and Cecil's going to join me, and we are going to go ahead and get started playing here.
Look, I've magically appeared. The power of editing. All right.
All right, so first things first, each player starts off with a villain that they are playing as. For this game, I'm going to be Harley Quinn.
And I will be going with Bane here. Bane gives the ability... Oh, sorry, each villain does have an ability. Bane's ability is, if the first card you play during each of your turns has a cost of 1 or greater, you may destroy it. If you do, it's +2 power.
And then Harley's ability is during each player's turn, the first time you pass a card or discard a card, you may draw a card, which is pretty convenient with the way some of the cards interact. Basic setup for the game, you have the main deck here, and then you have the lineup. The lineup consists of 5 cards to start. There are other cards that will alter the amount of cards that are in the lineup, and this is where you gain your new cards for your deck out of. There's also a stack of weaknesses, a stack of kicks. Kicks are a card that can always be purchased by players. Weaknesses are given out by certain card effects. And then in between them, you have your superhero pile. That's how you win the game or end the game, is when you defeat all the villains in the pile, or all the heroes in the pile. Superheroes.
Just as a side note, we've actually limited the number of heroes in our demonstration here.
Yes, standard game, they suggest playing with 8. Flash, you always start with the Flash, so we're starting with the Flash as well. So we're going to be doing 3 instead. There's also a couple of new elements to this version of the game. There is a frozen token, which you can see sitting here next to the hero pile. And there's a card that lets you take the frozen token and place it on a card in the lineup, preventing that card from being either bought or gained by other players. So you can basically put a reserve on that. If you want to get it your next turn, you can freeze it. And then there are victory point tokens, and there's certain cards that create those, and those are basically a little stack of extra victory points you get beyond just the cards that are in your deck. And there's certain cards that gain you those. You can spend those, get more effects if you have more of them, and you can also steal them from other players. All right, so getting started, each player has a deck of 10 cards consisting of 3 vulnerability cards here, which have no effect. They're just a dead card in your deck.
Or
7 punch cards, which are each worth 1 power. You have just the one resource in this game. It is power. Use that to both gain new cards from the lineup and fight the superheroes. All right, so start by getting your deck shuffled up. Each player will draw 5 cards, and then I guess I'll go ahead and get us started.
Go ahead.
So I have 4 punch cards. So I have 4 power and then 1 vulnerability. So with your power, you can use all of it to buy 1 card, or you can divvy it up and buy multiple cards out of the lineup. So I think I'm going to see what this card here does. We got Blackgate Prison. Once during each of your turns, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a vulnerability or weakness, destroy it and gain 1 victory point. I actually like that. Because it lets you streamline your deck a little bit, and when cards start throwing weaknesses around, it actually gives you a way to get rid of those. And you'll start gaining victory points for it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 4 points to buy Blackgate. When you purchase a card from the lineup, you'll immediately replace it from the main deck. So I end my turn and pass on to Cecil.
All right, I'm actually going to be laying down 3 punch cards and 2 vulnerabilities for my first round. That's giving me 3 power. Now, normally I would probably get a kick card because it costs 3, and that's a good starter point. But I'm actually going to, for a little longevity, take on the Word of Power card, as you see here.
Black Adam there.
Yep. So basically what that allows me to do is when you destroy this card in any zone, you pay 4 less to defeat a superhero this turn. So, for example, if I was going to go against Flash, he'd be 4 to defeat.
Yes.
And I'll put that in my discard pile, and that's my turn.
Well, no, you actually have 2 power remaining. You can also purchase Johnny Quick if you'd like.
You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot he flipped out.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So you can
not
buy
flipped out, but you get it.
Was there.
I will take Johnny
Yeah.
as well.
You want to try to get... You make the most out of the power that you generate on your turns.
Johnny Quick actually lets you draw a card.
And extra cards are always good in these sort of games. So we flip over Amanda Waller and Atomica to replace those cards that you purchased. So go to my turn. This time I'm going to have 3 punches and 2 vulnerabilities. So I have 3 power. My options are either Atomica or a kick. I think I am going to go ahead and just take a kick this time and boost my power up a little bit, and then I'll pass on to you.
All right. Well, this round I have 4 punches and 1 vulnerability. So with a power of 4, I only can really do... Well, actually, you know what?
You have a few options.
I do have a few options.
So I guess the other important thing to note with this is that at the end of your turn, you redraw your hand up to 5 or 6 or more, depending on what card effects happen. Base hand is 5, though. And that's so if there's anything that happens on a foe's turn, which is what the other players are referred to as, you'll have cards in your hand to deal with those things, whether it's attacks from the superhero or attacks from the other players.
I think I'm actually going to take Amanda Waller.
All right. Bad.
Now in my turn to you, Spider.
Flip over. Get Phantom Stranger. All right. I'm going to start by playing Blackgate Prison, which I purchased before. So has the ongoing effect. I'll reveal the top card of my deck. If it's either a vulnerability or a weakness, I can destroy it. It is not, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then I have 3 punches and 1 vulnerability. So with my 3, I'm going to go ahead and just buy another kick right now, since the regular board's a little expensive for me at the moment. All right, and I'll draw my hand back up to 5. So the first couple turns of the game tend to be a little bit slow like this, just while you're getting your deck built up so that you can purchase the higher cost, more powerful cards and actually be able to take on your superheroes that are here. And this is pretty much a standard for most deck building games.
All right, well, with this hand, I have 3 punches. I'm actually going to drop me a Johnny Quick and draw another card, which gives me a 4th punch. And I have Word of Power, which I really can't do anything with at this moment in time, can I? Or does he fire? He fires.
Well, what you could have done, and this play order is kind of important, and this demonstrates that. With Bane's power, it's the first card you play on your turn. If it costs 1 or more, you can destroy it
and get +2 power.
And get the +2 power. So if you would have made your play order differently, if you played Word of Power as your first card, you could have destroyed it, gained the 2 power, also made Flash cost 4 less to defeat, and then been able to destroy him with the power that you had. Be able to fight him with the power.
But I didn't.
Yeah, so it stresses.
Therefore, I'm an idiot. No.
Yeah, this is still pretty new for Cecil. It's only his 2nd time playing this game. So, and that's one of the things that you learn the more you play is the importance of play order in the cards, and it sort of applies to any deck building game, whether it's the DC one, Cryptozoic, who makes this, also makes a Lord of the Rings one and a Street Fighter one. So if you don't like the comic book skin, there are other options for you if you'd rather have something more fantasy, or if you just like fighting games. Like Cliff Huxtable would probably enjoy the Street Fighter one.
Absolutely.
So
I think he'd enjoy this, but he'd prefer Street Fighter.
Yeah.
To be honestly. All right, well, then that card's a waste, and that ends my turn, basically. Well, no, I got 4.
Oh, you got 4, so you can still purchase Atomica or a kick.
I think I will go with Atomica.
All right. Help streamline your deck a little bit.
A little bit.
You got an invulnerable revealed. All right. So, back to my turn. I'm going to go ahead and use Blackgate Prison's effect to start. It is a vulnerability, so I can destroy it. Play it in the destroy pile, and I will get a victory point token for doing so. So I'll just keep that on my villain card there. And then my hand is 4 punches and a kick, giving me 6 power. So I'm gonna go ahead. See, we didn't get to see Phantom Stranger last time. So you may destroy a card in your hand, and you may destroy a card in your discard pile. At the end of the game, it's worth 1 fewer victory points for each card with cost 0 in your deck. However, it's worth 10 victory points to start. So if you can use this to streamline out all of your starting cards, he's worth a lot of points. So that's pretty significant. You know, I'm feeling brave. I'm going to see if I can't get the Phantom Stranger to work for me in this. I think with my Blackgate Prison and him, I might be able to pull it off. So we'll see. We'll flip over the broadsword to replace it, and I'll end my turn.
All right. Well, in this round, I have 3 punches and 2 vulnerables. So from the last game that I played, I'm going to take invulnerable.
Very useful. Probably a little more useful for me than for you.
Yes, but I'm taking it from you anyway.
Good call. Sometimes you want to do that.
It's a +1 power. You can use it as a defense card, which when you are attacked, and you're only attacked when a new hero comes into play.
Well, there are also certain cards.
There are certain cards, yeah.
So, like, Broadsword here has an attack. So if when a player would play that, you can also use the defense card to defend against that.
When you are attacked, you may reveal this card from your hand. If you do, you may discard it or destroy a vulnerability in your hand to avoid an attack.
Yes.
Yes.
So not only will it'll help you streamline out the vulnerabilities, which are dead cards in your hand, and will also help to defend against attacks from from other players and the heroes. All right. So we'll flip back over to me if you're finished.
I believe I am. Do I still keep that?
Yes, you haven't destroyed it yet.
Okay. Just checking.
All right, so I'll start my turn with Blackgate Prison like I have my last few. It is not a vulnerability or weakness, so I will keep it there. Then I will play 3 punches, a kick, and another vulnerability. So I have 5 points. I'm going to go ahead and buy Power Girl, which will give me +3 power when I play her.
As long as she's not permanent, I'm happy.
Yeah, the last game we played, I was able to use the Firestorm Matrix card, which we'll see if it comes up. And it lets you make a card with cost 5 or less an ongoing card, so you will get to use its effect once a turn for the rest of the game.
That is completely McBullshit.
So I was able to make Power Girl permanent. Just keep her around. And
at one point, this 26 power, didn't you? Or
25.
25.
I generated 25 power in a turn, which actually isn't that bad. In the core game, one of the supervillains is Parallax. When you play him, he doubles the amount of power that you've generated on a turn. And then there's also Clayface as a villain card that you could buy out of the main deck that will copy the effect of another card you've played. I've seen people have turns with 70 and 80 power using the 2 of those cards combined.
Wow.
I've done it before myself.
All right, well, right now it's my turn, right?
Correct. It is your turn.
So vulnerability, 2 punches, a Johnny Quick. Gives me the ability to draw another one. This will never work out in my favor again, will it?
It might.
Amanda Waller.
Okay.
And, of course, Word of Power again. So that really, I only have 4.
4 power?
Yeah, 4 power.
Which only lets you buy a kick right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I'm going to get on that kick.
The lineup's it's a little bit expensive at the moment. But that'll happen from time to time, too, and you just kind of have to push through it. Eventually you'll get there by buying kicks. They are useful. That's why they're... I feel like kicks in this game are much more useful than cards like Maria Hill is in the Legendary deck building game. With only using a single resource to do everything, it gives you a little bit more versatility out of it, as opposed to Maria Hill, which only gives you recruiting points to buy new cards for your deck. So I like kick in this a little bit more than I like Maria Hill in Legendary. All right, so back to my turn. We'll start off with the Blackgate Prison. Which actually I already know that it's not going to be, but I'm going to reveal it anyway just so that I know what I'm drawing next. So I'm going to punch. So I have 3 punches, a kick, and a vulnerability, which gives me 5 power. My options are either a kick or a transmutation. I'm going to go ahead and buy the transmutation card. And that is going to let me destroy a card in my hand or discard pile and gain a victory point. I can gain a card from the lineup with cost of equal or lesser cost than the card destroyed this way.
Mm-hmm.
I can just use it to destroy my starter cards.
Yes.
I won't gain anything out of it, but I can just destroy them so that I can try to get my Phantom Stranger to work.
And that ends your round.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. This round I have 3 punches. I have Invulnerable. And then I have Atomica. So Atomica lets me destroy a non-villain card in my hand or my discard pile. In my discard pile, I believe there is a vulnerability that I'm going to destroy. And we're going to let that go to the wayside. Alright, other than that, I have 4 again.
Well, you do have another option, so you have Vibe in the lineup now.
I do, and Vibe is a power of 1 hero. And I may put the hero or superhero with the cost of 5 or less
From
in the
discard
discard
pile
pile onto the deck. So that's nice. But I think I need a little power, so I'm going to actually stick with a kick this time. I know that's crazy.
Not a terrible decision. All right, so that'll end your turn. Go back to me. All right, so I'll start off by flipping for Blackgate Prison. It is not. Then I will play the Phantom Stranger. I can destroy a card in my hand, and I may destroy a card in my discard pile. I do have a vulnerability in my hand, which I will destroy. It's actually making my Blackgate Prison less useful by destroying that, but I want to be able to do more things with my turn. So I've got 2 punches and a kick in my hand as well. So I have 4 power. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the Vibe being there and buying Vibe, which will replace with a Invulnerable, which I can no longer purchase. So I'll end my turn with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on to you, Cecil.
All right, well, as luck would have it, Word of Power.
All right, so you play that.
Yep.
You can destroy it using Bane. So you'll be 2 power, and it will cost 4 less to defeat superheroes this turn.
All right, so I have +2 already.
So starting with 2 power.
I have 2 vulnerabilities. And 2 punches.
Yeah, so you have 4, which is enough to defeat the Flash.
And I will be doing so.
All right, so defeat the Flash. When you defeat a superhero, it goes into your discard pile, and you now have that hero to use as a card from your deck. Yes. So the next hero will be revealed once Cecil ends his turn and draws his new hand back up.
So we'll discard those.
Make sure
I'll draw my 5. And that'll be it.
The hero pile back up. So flip over our next superhero, and it is Batman. Now, when new heroes flip over, they have what's called a first appearance. So that when they initially show up, there's an attack that will hit all players. See if you can kind of see him here a little bit. It's a little dark because, Batman. So his first appearance is each player destroys an equipment in their hand or discard pile. If you cannot, you gain a weakness. So I don't believe anyone's picked up an equipment yet. I haven't.
I have not either. However, I do have my Invulnerable in my hand.
Okay, so you can choose to either discard that or destroy a vulnerability in your hand.
I will well, I don't have a vulnerability in my hand, unfortunately.
Right. So you can just discard your invulnerable card, and then you won't have to gain the weakness.
Exactly.
You just discard. You don't destroy. But I will gain a weakness, which will go to my discard pile. Luckily, I have Blackgate to help me get rid of that. All right, so on to my turn.
Yep.
I'm going to play a kick, 2 punches, Power Girl, which gets me up to 7 power. I'll use my Blackgate Prison. Reveal the top card. It is not a vulnerability or a weakness. But then I also have my Transmutation, which lets me destroy a card in my hand or discard pile, and gain a victory point. I'm going to destroy the weakness and get another victory point token because it's +1 victory point no matter what. However, it is -1 points, so I can't purchase. Actually, yeah, with a cost of that, and its cost is 0, so there's nothing I can get out of it. I do have 7 power though, which is pretty good. I have some options in the lineup there. I've got Bizarro power. Not a huge fan of that. Ultraman's too much. So it looks like my options are actually more limited than I thought. I can do an invulnerable or a broadsword. I think in this case, I'm going to go ahead and take the invulnerable. It works really well with my Harley Quinn supervillain. I'll replace with a new card. It's Happy Harbor, but I only have 4 left, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy another kick. And then I will end my turn.
Good call. Good call. All right, my turn now. I only have 4 cards because I use my invulnerable to block the attack from Batman. So that does not mean I can't draw another card. I have to play the 4 that are in my hand because you do draw your hand at the end of the turn.
Yes.
So in this particular case, I have a punch, a kick, a Johnny Quick. I'm not trying to be
clever
rapid.
and rhyme. Yeah,
exactly.
It's okay. Sometimes it works.
Another punch, and an Atomica, which I don't know if I have a vulnerable. I do have a vulnerable. I have 2 in the discard pile, so we'll destroy 1 and put that there. So that gives me, where am I at? 4.
4. Nothing in the lineup costs 4 or less, so your options kind of reduced to kick.
I'll be taking kick, and I'll end it. So while I draw my 5, go ahead, Spider.
All right, I'll start off by using Blackgate and see if I can't get rid of that weak, vulnerability or weakness in my deck. It is a punch, so that won't work for me this time. And then my hand is 4 punches and a single vulnerability, so I'm also at 4 power. So I will buy a kick as well and end my turn. So sometimes you get pretty quick little turns like that, and then there's other times where you have a little more complex card interactions that will make your turns take a little bit longer. 5. All right, Cecil, what do you got?
All right, this round I have 3 punches, a kick, and an Amanda Waller. So it gives me 7?
7 power, yep.
So what do we have here on the arcade of shoppingness?
So you got
absolutely nothing I want.
Broadsword, Happy Harbor, Bizarro Power, which are the ones you can afford. The other 2 cost 8.
Yeah, well, let's see what Happy Harbor is. Happy Harbor is a location. When you play this card, leave it in front of you for the rest of the game. Ongoing +1 power for each hero you play, which is not a bad card. So I think I actually would take Happy Harbor.
Okay.
So, but
it goes to your discard pile, and then the first time you play it out of your hand, it becomes an ongoing card in front of you.
Gotcha.
Yes. And there are cards that will interact with your location stuff. I know for the Infinite Crisis expansion that they have, there's a Killer Frost has an attack that makes each player put a location from in play into their discard pile. So, all right, let's see what I can do here.
I love it because as the rounds go on, I'm more and more happy because I can shuffle better every time.
All right, so we'll start off with Blackgate again, like I usually do on my turn. That's a punch on top of the deck. I have 2 kicks, 2 punches, and
This seems like a bad Street Fighter combination.
punch, punch, kick, kick. That or like Parappa the Rappa.
Oh,
kick,
God.
kick, punch, punch. Yeah.
Up, down,
Shit.
Oh.
All right, so I'll use Transmutation. I have to destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. So I have 4 punches and a vulnerability, and I also have a kick. So I think in this case, since I have Blackgate to get rid of vulnerabilities, I'm going to destroy a punch. Get me another victory point token, which is actually cool because I'm turning something that wasn't worth any victory points into victory points at the end of the game.
I'm actually quite jealous.
So it's helping out. Sadly, I only have 6, which is a little disappointing. So my options are limited again. There's Broadsword, Matrix, and Bizarro Power or kicks. I'm going to go ahead and take Broadsword and get a piece of equipment. This has a cool attack on it. When I play it, I can choose 1 foe. In this case, I only have Cecil. And it lets me destroy a card with cost 1, 2, or 3 in their discard pile. So I can start taking away valuable resources. So
I don't like that one.
Make an attempt at winning this game.
Okay, so now it's my turn.
Yep.
So as Spider draws his next hand. So first one, here we go. Flash, first card out. His ability is draw 3 cards and then discard a card. So as Spider was saying earlier, it's all about play order. So I've now
decisions about what you want to discard, right?
I know.
It's always the trick.
Oh, bless. You know what? I'm going to discard Atomica. I know that seems weird, but that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to play Johnny Quick, draw another card. So now I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, a kick, and an Amanda Waller.
So you've got 8 power.
8 power.
Not bad.
Power. More power.
So you actually you can buy anything in the lineup right now.
Exactly. So first things first, let me take a look at Ultraman here. You may destroy a card in the lineup, +1 power for each different superpower in the destroyed pile. So currently, what would that be? Like?
Word of power. So there's only 1.
Only 1 right now. So probably not worth the 8 investment. So you got Power Armor, which is +3 power, and it's a defensive card.
Pretty good.
So I think I'm actually going to go with Powered Armor.
All right. Then that'll replace out of the deck with a Mallet, which I'm excited to get.
I'm sure. That being said, I don't think I have anything else, so over to you.
All right. So start off my turn as I do every turn right now with my Blackgate Prison. It is the Phantom Stranger, so I cannot get rid of it. However, I do have. I'll play Vibe to start, which will let me take a hero or superpower from my discard pile with cost 5 or less and put it on top of my deck. So I'm going to go ahead and put a Kick on top to guarantee that I will get that next turn. Then I will play Power Girl, give me +3 power. That's 4, 5, 6 with a kick, 7 with a punch, and 8 with an invulnerable.
Nice.
Now,
well done.
Now, we talked last game about how I was able to make Power Girl a permanent card, and there's a Firestorm Matrix in the lineup right now. So I'm going to go for it again. I'm going to buy the Firestorm Matrix and hope that I can manage to pull it off so that I get to Power Girl every turn.
And you wonder why I'm not the one that plays saving throw episodes with him.
I do have a bit more experience playing tabletop games and deck building games in particular, but
my strength is retro rewind. I can play the classics.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, like the second or third game I ever played of this with Blue Bomber,
yeah,
we were playing the regular one, not the villain game, and she got all the villain cards and just kept attacking me and the other person playing so that we couldn't do anything.
Nice.
And just destroyed us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you, Blue Bomber. All right, so now it's my turn.
Yep.
So out the gate, I'm going to play Happy Harbor, which gives me an ongoing +1 power for each hero in play. Unfortunately, this round, I don't have that.
Punch, kick.
And an invulnerable.
And a vulnerability.
Yep. So I have
5 power.
5.
So you've got a few options up there. You've got Invulnerable, Stargirl, and Mallet. And there's also Kick as an option. So the cool thing, Vulnerable and Stargirl are both defense cards. Mallet lets you pass cards away or draw them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I'm really actually probably going to have to go with Stargirl because it works. She's going to work with my Happy Harbor. She's going to work with a defensive card.
Flip over Super Intellect.
Oh, my.
All right.
So that scraps me, so it's your turn now. So I'm going to put my ongoing next to my Bane.
All right. So I'm going to start off with Blackgate Prison, as I usually do. And I actually hit a vulnerability this time.
Oh, no.
So I'll get rid of that and gain a victory point. This is pretty handy, starting to build up a little bit there.
Show off.
I'll play the Phantom Stranger. Lets me destroy a card in my hand, so I'll get rid of one of the punches that I have and start working towards earning those victory points. Unfortunately, nothing else that I have is that useful right now. So I have a Kick, an Invulnerable, and a Punch, which will give me 4 power. Now, I have got some options. I can get Super Intellect, Invulnerable, or Mallet. The Super Intellect gives me the option to destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. If it's an equipment, I get ++ power equal to its cost. If I don't do that, then I get +2 power, which wouldn't be bad. That'll help me get rid of my 0-cost cards. But I think instead, I want to try to make use of my Harley Quinn. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this mallet, which gives me the option to either draw or pass cards off the top of my deck when I play it, which will let me draw additional cards. And flip over a transmutation and pass off to you, Cecil.
All right, got my 5 here after a blundered shuffle. Let's see what we got here. Well, off the gate, I got 3 punches.
Punch, punch, punch.
Kick, and an invulnerable. So I have what here? 4, 6.
6 power.
6 power here. I'm not a fan of Bizarro, so that's not going to happen. Let's see. Transmutation I'm not a fan of. And what do we got here? What was this?
So it lets you destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. If it's an equipment, you get power equal to its cost, or it's just +2 power.
You know what? I'm going to leave him there. I know it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to take some power. So 2 kicks, actually.
All right. Then
I'll
pass
there you
off
go.
to
Yep.
me.
Absolutely.
All right, let's start off with Blackgate. Nope, it's kick. So, have an interesting decision to make here.
Oh no, what's that?
Have my Firestorm Matrix. It lets me automatically play the top card of my deck, which is a kick, so I get +2 power.
Yeah.
Now I have the option to destroy the Matrix and make this a permanent card. A +2 power is not bad.
No.
But I can do better. So I think for now I'm going to wait. I'm just going to get the 2 power and then hope for a better card later. So +2 power with then 2 kicks to get up to 4. Power Girl to go up to 7. And then a Broadsword to go to 9. And then it has an attack which will against Cecil. And I can destroy a card with cost 1, 2, or 3 in your discard pile.
Well, here's my discard pile. You may have at it.
So I think the best thing for me to do is to destroy his invulnerable so that future attacks can actually hit
That's a good move.
him. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. So I've got 9 power, which unfortunately isn't enough to let me get Batman.
Nope.
So what I am going to do is, now that there's some other cards starting to build up in here a little bit, I'm going to take Ultraman and start trying to use him to build up his own power in there, because we have a lot of powers in the lineup. When I play him, I can get rid of those cards that we don't like.
And then just makes him stronger.
And makes him stronger.
Absolutely. That's a good call. So that ends your turn.
Yep.
So now I will be mine. I'm going to start out with vulnerability. Out the gate would be Atomica to destroy that vulnerability, because we all don't want vulnerabilities. Drop a Johnny Quick, draw another card, kick, punch, and an Amanda Waller. So that really only gives me 5 to work with. Actually, no, that's a hero, so that gives me 6. Excuse me.
Yep.
So I have 6 to work with. So let's see here.
Can buy anything in the lineup right now.
Yes, I can. Well, in this case, I'm actually going to buy Word of Power.
Okay.
So we'll flip another card. That brings in
Element Woman.
Element Woman.
It's actually a really neat card because it counts as almost all of the other card types.
And it's mine, because I have the money to get... I have the power to get her, and that was my 5. I only have a 1 left, so that's going to be pretty much it.
All right. So off to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll start off with my Blackgate Prison, which I'm pretty sure doesn't work anymore. I've got Punch, and if I look through my discard pile, I actually do not have any vulnerabilities or weaknesses. So from now on, I'm just going to skip doing it unless I gain a weakness somehow.
Yeah, well, you will. No.
So I'm going to go ahead and play Transmutation. Lets me destroy a card in my hand or discard pile and gain a victory point. I'm still working on getting rid of my 0-cost cards for my Phantom Stranger. So I'll destroy a Punch and get a victory point. Then I will play Vibe, which lets me take a hero from my discard pile and put it on top of my deck. So I only have Power Girl and Phantom Stranger in there right now. Power Girl's +3 power is really handy, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put her on top so I have a good turn next time. And then I have 2 kicks and a punch, so it puts me up to 8 or 6 power. So I've got a few options in here. What I think I'm going to do, though, I'm going to take this power drain card. It's +2 power, and I get to choose a foe. I look at their hand, and I make them discard 1 card of my choice. So start attacking Cecil a bit.
That's very unfriendly.
Replace it with Earth 3, and I can't afford to purchase anything else right now. So I'll pass.
All right, well, I'm going to start out the gate strong. 3 punches and a kick and a flash. Oh.
All right, so you get +1 power for your Happy Harbor for the flash, and then you get to draw your 3 cards.
So I only have 2, so I had to
shuffle up.
I had to shuffle up real quick, so bear with me. I thought I had more than that in the pile, so I should have pre-gamed that. Didn't. Many apologies.
So the theme of this game is Forever Evil, which is actually based off of a recent storyline in the New 52 DC Comics, where it's the villains basically become heroes and have to save the world from
discard.
Yes. It leads into some interesting stuff with Luthor becoming a member of the Justice League for a little while. I did not read the full story arc. I wasn't much into DC Comics at the time. I'm getting a little bit more into them now, so I kind of want to look back into that arc and find out a little bit more about it. So it's kind of cool how it does tie into the comics that way.
So in this one I have power armor, +3 power, and Stargirl, +2 power, plus another one for the harbor. So what do we get here?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 power.
Goodbye, Batman.
All right. So Batman's defeated.
And that pretty much...
Yeah, you have 1 left over, which isn't enough to purchase anything. All right. So when you get your hand set up, we'll flip over to our last hero.
All right. Go for it.
Superman.
Oh.
Seems appropriate to be the last one. His first appearance attack is each player destroys a superpower in their hand or discard pile. If you cannot, gain 2 weakness cards.
Well, I have a kick in my hand, so I'm destroying it.
I do as well. All right, so be my turn.
Yep.
I don't have to use Blackgate since I don't have any weaknesses. So the first thing I'm going to play is Ultraman. I get to destroy a card in the lineup, so I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Bizarro power since nobody really seems to want that.
Yeah, no.
And then he's +1 power for each different superpower. So with the kicks that we just added, the Bizarro power, the Invulnerable that I destroyed earlier, and the Word of Power, that is up to 4. So he's worth 4 power, which is pretty solid.
That's a good call there. That's a good card.
Yeah, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with Power Girl. Unfortunately, it's not enough to fight Superman. But let me see what my other options are here. Earth 3, once during each turn, for the top card of your deck, it's a punch, destroy it, and gain a victory point. I think I'm going to take that. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I still have 4 points left to buy something, so I'll flip over that.
There's 4 points.
And that is 4 points. It's Blight, and it lets me destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that card as well. So I want to try to destroy the rest of my punches before the game ends so that I can get my victory points from Phantom Stranger. So it'll be all...
So he can still beat me.
Go ahead, Cecil. Your
turn.
turn.
Yeah, I see where this is going. Anyhow, all right, off the bat, I have 2 kicks, 2 punches. So
6 power.
6 power is what we're looking at. Nothing really is quite thrilling me. I mean, there's a piece of equipment.
Yep. Cosmic Staff.
Yep.
So,
but I'm willing to take Catwoman, actually. Because Catwoman allows me to have +1 power and choose a foe. That attack, I'm allowed to steal 1 victory point from that foe. And considering you're my only foe and you have a stack of victory points, it only seems fitting to have this card.
All right.
So go ahead.
All right. So
yeah.
Now, I know I don't have any weaknesses or vulnerabilities, but I want to take a peek at what the next card of my deck is, so I can still use my Blackgate Prison effect to reveal the top card of my deck, which is Phantom Stranger. So I'm going to play the Firestorm Matrix, which lets me play the Phantom Stranger, which allows me to destroy a card in my hand, which is a punch, and a card in my discard pile, which is another punch, to help get those out of the way. I'm not going to destroy my Firestorm Matrix because I don't want that as a permanent card. And then I have 2 kicks for 4 power and a broadsword for another 2 power, and then I'm going to choose you.
Well, of course.
And destroy that Catwoman that you just
son of a mint.
so that you don't start stealing my victory points.
Touche. Well played. Well played. You knew you had that. You dirty,
I probably
dirty,
should
dirty
remember
man.
that I can buy things too. So I have 6. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cosmic Staff because it's a defense card, and it lets you gain cards from the bottom of the main deck, which is pretty handy.
All right, so that pretty much has you done, right?
That completes my turn.
So I'm going to start out with the gate with a punch and a kick. All right, and then I'm going to drop a Johnny. There's an inside joke there. And then we're going to drop an Amanda Waller, an Element Woman, and an Atomica.
All right.
I don't think I have anything I want her to destroy. So we're just going to... You know what? I take that back. Maybe I do. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Scrap that idea. Anyhow, so now I have 1, 3, 5, and 7. So I have 7 points. And knowing some shenanigans, maybe... Nah, I'm going to hold off on that. Let's see here. I'm actually going to go with Super Intelligence.
Okay, Super Intellect.
And excuse me. And a kick, since I have 7.
All right.
And that'll scrap my turn.
All right. Go over to me. I'm going to start off with a Mallet. I can reveal the top card of my deck, and I can choose to either draw it or pass it to another player's discard pile. It is a punch, and since I am trying to get rid of those out of my deck, I'm going to pass that into Cecil's discard pile.
Thanks.
And during each turn, the first time I pass a card or discard a card, I may draw a card, so I'll get to draw the last card of my deck. Alright, so then I'm going to play this Transmutation and destroy the punch card in my hand to gain 1 more victory point. And the really cool thing is, after getting to pass that punch away, looking at my discard pile and knowing what's in my hand, I am now out of 0 cost cards, which means my Phantom Stranger is worth his full amount of victory points.
God bless.
So I reached my goal.
Congratulations.
I will play Vibe, which will let me take a hero card from my discard pile and put it on top of the deck. I'm going to take Power Girl, which I probably should have done prior to... No, no, I wouldn't want to pass that off anyway. So I've got Vibe. I will play Power Drain, which is +2 power, and I will choose Cecil. I get to look at your hand and choose a card, and you must discard that card unless you can defend it.
No.
Discard that Word of Power. I don't want you getting too much of an advantage.
Damn it. I was like, the moment he said it, I went, God bless.
So this is where the PvP element of the game kind of comes in. When you get close to the end, you want to try to stop your foe from being able to win and kind of mess with them a little bit.
That's not funny.
Some deck building games have this, others don't. Sometimes it can be fun, and other times it can be really irksome. In this one, I feel like it's not so bad. There's other games where it's just painful.
Brutal.
The way the attacks and the PvP elements work. So I'm going to play Invulnerable as my last card for my hand, which gets me up to 4 power for this turn. My options are somewhat limited right now. So I think I'm going to just go for... I think I'm just going to go for the Super Intellect, which will give me more power. And flip over to a Catwoman. So I'll end my turn.
Yes, thank you. So, all right. I have 4 cards left. They're all 4 punches. There's not really anything that's... Oh, you know what? I'm taking Catwoman again. So that pretty much scraps my turn.
All right.
I'll pass the buck back to you.
All right. Let's see where we can go from here. Start out with Ultraman. I can destroy a card in the lineup. Before I do so, I want to take a look at what we have in our discard pile here. So what I'm going to do, based on what we have and how he gets his power, I'm going to destroy this Transmutation card, which will put a 5th superpower into the discard pile, or into the destroyed pile. So he is 5 power, 6, 7, 8 from a Power Girl, 9 from an Invulnerable, 10, 11 from a Blight. Now, I'll play Transmutation. It lets me destroy a card in my hand or discard pile, which I don't currently have any.
Okay.
So it doesn't do anything.
You are so close.
So close. So I'm at 11, which is not quite enough to beat Superman. And since I wasn't able to discard or pass a card, I just stuck with my 11 to purchase things. I'm feeling kind of brave. I'm going to buy the Royal Flush Gangs that are here.
Okay.
Because they are worth... you gain victory points for each Royal Flush Gang you play or have played this turn. So they can start... and they're victory point tokens. So you can start generating a bunch of victory points with them. And I'll pass it off to you.
Alright, this round I'm going to play 2 kicks, a punch, a super intellect, and an Amanda Waller.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep. 10.
Still shy.
Just a wee bit. Yeah, so let's see here. What can I do? I'm actually going to take Ultra Strength.
Not a bad idea.
And that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So.
That's recording. All right, so back to me. I'll play Earth 3 as a location. Unfortunately, I already do not have punch cards, so it won't benefit me at all really anymore. I will play a Mallet, which is where lets me reveal the top card of my deck, which I will draw instead of pass because I don't want you to have it.
Thanks. Thanks.
I'll play a Cosmic Staff for 2 power, a Kick for 2 power, a Broadsword for 2 power, and I will choose you. And I can destroy a card with cost 1, 2, or 3 in your discard pile unless you defend against it.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot. Actually, no, I can. Excuse me. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card and put that card with a cost 1 or greater from the destroyed pile on the bottom of the main deck. I'm going to do that with Stargirl.
Okay. So you draw a card.
Yep.
And then you can put a card from the destroyed pile with cost 1 or greater onto the bottom of the main deck.
Not that it really matters because we'll never make it to the bottom of the main deck.
No, but there's...
let's see. Cost 1 or greater. Let's throw Catwoman back on the bottom of the main deck.
All right. Well, there are cards that let you gain the bottom card of the main deck, too.
Ah.
So I'll play Power Drain for 2 more power, and I'll attack you once again. I get to choose a card from your hand and force you to discard it.
I hate you.
You do have a defense card.
I do. Oh yes. I'm sorry. Call it the card I drew. I will actually use Power Armor as a defensive card in this case, and you may reveal the card, which I'm doing now, in your hand to avoid an attack. If you do, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile.
Okay, so it gives you that option.
I don't think there's anything in the pile that I wish to destroy.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to do that either.
We'll just let that go.
No.
No.
You don't have to discard it. You just reveal it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
That's pretty good.
I like that card. We're going to keep him.
So that worked out well for you. So I do have 8 power, though, which will let me get some stuff out of the lineup here. I'm going to go ahead and buy Central City. It gets me +1 power for each non-kick superpower I play, and I have a few of those. So that's 5. I have 3 more. I'm going to go ahead and take Insanity as well, which makes sense because I'm playing as Harley.
Yes.
So that's 5. I had 8. So yep, that'll spend all of my points. So it'll pass on to you.
All right, this round I'm going to be playing, obviously, a punch and a kick. I'm going to drop a little Johnny Quick. Grab me another punch. God, that's the same thing. And I'm going to drop Atomica and Power Armor. There's nothing that I would need to destroy with Atomica, so that's just going to wash.
So it gives you 7 power.
It does give me 7 power. Let's see here.
Actually, a pretty cheap lineup right now. Lots of 2-cost cards.
Yep. So I'm actually going to take. I got 7, right?
You have 7, yes.
So I'll take Invulnerability, Gordon, and Giant Growth. Even though I should wait to see what comes out, these are the 3 I want.
Okay. And we'll flip out some new cards. Got a couple of cold guns in there now. All right, so moving on to me. Let's see if I can be useful here. So here's where I become Cheaty Face.
No. Oh,
I want to play Vibe. Use +1 power. I can take a super hero from my discard pile with cost 5 or less and put it back on top of my deck. I'll take Power Girl. Then I'm going to play the Firestorm Matrix to play the top card of my deck, which is Power Girl. I'll destroy the Matrix to make Power Girl a permanent card. So I can Power Girl every turn now.
Nice,
Gives me
very nice.
4 power, 5, 6 power. Phantom Stranger lets me destroy a card in my hand or in discard pile. I don't know if there's really anything that I want to destroy right now. Yeah, there's not. So I'm not going to destroy anything with him. And then I can play Super Intellect. I could destroy a card in my discard pile to get. So let me see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't get there. What I was hoping is if I could destroy I have a broadsword that costs 7. If I could get 1 more power, I could beat Superman and then end the game. But I can't, so I'm just gonna let him be his regular 2 power. So I have 8 power right now. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8 because I'd only get 4 more out of that. Wait, math. Yeah, 8 more would be 12 and Superman's 13.
Yeah, yes.
Bleh, I don't math good sometimes. Let's see. So I got 8 power.
You're so close you can taste it.
I know, it's painful to be. No, I don't want Sledgehammer. 8. I'm gonna go ahead and take Giganta for 4. Let's see what I flip out next. Grid. I put a villain. Ooh, I'll take Grid for 2, and I have 2 points remaining. I will take Emperor Penguin as well. I can if I destroy it in any zone, it's worth 2 victory points. And then I will end my turn.
All right, well, now it's my turn. So we're gonna do it like this: a kick and a punch. An Element Woman.
All right.
Okay. The God Batman, which, if I had equipment to play, I could play equipment with the cost of 6 or less, or from the destroyed pile.
Let's see, I don't believe there's any equipment in the. The only equipment in the destroyed pile is the Firestorm Matrix, cost 7.
If not, he's a 3
okay.
power. Okay, so right now that's where I sit, and then I'm going to bring in the Flash and draw 3 cards. Unfortunately, I only got 1.
So shuffle up.
Yep.
So right now, Cecil's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power.
Yep.
Because of your Happy Harbor.
Yep.
So see if you can get 3 more power out of.
This is the gamble right here. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, you get 3 cards, but you have to discard 1.
I have
so
to
you need to be able.
One. I have to do it in 2.
Watch it be 3. Yeah, you have to do it in 2. Watch you get like 3 punches.
I will punch you if I get 3 punches now. You know that, right? There will be a live YouTube celebration of me punching. This will be our greatest show yet. Would you care to cut to make it fair?
No. I'm not gonna cut. I trust you.
All right. So I got my 1. So
2, 3, Discard 1.
I will discard the punch.
Okay.
And drop 2 more kicks.
There you go. So that will get you enough power to defeat Superman.
And I will take him.
All right. So Superman is defeated.
Okay. So that pretty much
that will be the end of the game. Actually,
that's game Hendrix.
All right. So now we add up our victory points with the cards in our deck plus any victory point tokens we might have get to see who wins the game.
All right. So the deck consumes of the discard pile, your hand, and your draw
everything
pile.
Goes back together. So I have 6 single victory points there.
Okay.
Which is a good start.
That's a good chunk.
Yeah, 6 isn't bad. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Nothing.
Oh, no.
What?
So I didn't notice this when I bought them before. The Royal Flush Gang are actually worth 0 victory points.
Oh, no.
Which hurt. So, yeah, so I have 2 Royal Flush Gangs that are worth 0 victory points, which are going to take...
No.
Which actually are negative victory points for me. So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
just as a
16,
side note,
17,
the little star in the lower left corner
18,
is the
19,
victory
20,
point for your card.
21, 22,
Most cards
23,
are like
24,
punch
25, 26,
and
27, 28, 29,
like your vulnerabilities and stuff are worth
30.
0 victory points. A lot of your superpowers are only worth single points. Some of the specialty cards are worth more.
So I have 30 points right now with my victory point tokens and the rest of my cards. And then my Phantom Stranger, which would have been worth 10, I didn't realize when I bought these cards that they had 0 victory points. So Royal Flush Gangs and Emperor Penguin are each 0, so that reduces them by 3, which puts me at 37.
Oh, no. You would have been at...
I would have been at even 40,
yeah.
But I lost 3 points for
All right,
having those. So let's see what Cecil adds up to.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 in single powers. 16? 16. Right?
16, yep.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Ooh, I only got like 3 cards left. That's 22.
Okay.
All right. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 29, 30, 31, 32. Question is, it's all going to come down to Batman.
How many points is Batman worth?
6.
So 1 point.
1 point.
There you go.
That's a good game.
That was a pretty tight game there, and I mean, you defeated all of the superheroes,
yes,
which are worth a lot of points.
Exactly, but the thing is, the way you played, you don't have to go after the hero. You can have mechanics to help
gain
you.
Victory points. So there's multiple ways that you can ultimately win the game. So
I actually fairly enjoyed this. This may only be my second time. It's actually quite simple to play.
Yeah, it's very straightforward. You kind of just do what the cards say, and that gets you through it. So the playtime can be a little bit long. We also took our time kind of explaining everything as we went along too. And once you kind of get up and rolling like we were, it's pretty fast to burn through the superheroes.
Oh, absolutely. Once you get up into the higher echelon.
Yeah, so it starts off a little slow and then kind of speeds up as you go from there.
Yeah, once you have if you had a group of 4 experienced players, it would probably it wouldn't take too long, maybe a half hour.
Not super long, no.
So, I mean, if we had D in here and probably Cliff, we could probably go through a sizable game.
So I mean, it's very easy setup. There's lots of options to make it play differently each time you do. The cool thing with this, they do give you variant gameplay options in the back of the book, and that's with each set that you buy. So there's currently 4 sets, I believe, for this game. There's the original game, Heroes United, the Infinite Crisis set, which is a small expansion, and then Forever Evil. All the cards work together pretty much the same and are interchangeable, so you do have a lot of options that way. Those ones all give you heroes to play with. This one gives you villains, which is a nice change of pace. Some people like being the bad guy over the good guy anyway. So there's different modes that you can play with this. So I like the variety that you get in it. As a comic book person, I like the comic book skin of it. Being able to play as a villain and use hero powers and see how they work is really cool.
Would you recommend it?
I absolutely would recommend it if you like deck building games or if you're just a comic book fan. I think it plays well in both respects. As a deck building game fan, this plays like most deck building games, so you'll probably enjoy it. If you're a comic book fan, in addition, it'll give you that extra boost. If you are a comic book fan but have never played a deck building game, it's easy enough to learn that you should be able to just pick it up and play. So you don't worry if you've never played one before.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd recommend it, and I fairly enjoyed it. You know, I'm not super big into the comic world. I am into comics, just not as like would Spider's level be.
Yeah, not somebody who is at the local comic book store every week picking up their books. So I will give a shout out to Critical Hit Games, which is our local game store. I actually picked this up from there. They are going to be celebrating their 4th anniversary
This
coming Sunday.
What's the 21st?
No, the 14th.
The 14th.
Sunday
Okay,
the 14th.
I'm way ahead of myself.
So if you're in the Harford County area,
Sunday,
December 14th. So if you're in the Harford County area, go check it out. You know, wish them a happy birthday. They're going to have some specials and some giveaways like they do every year.
Actually, we'll be there. Come meet us.
Yeah, we'll be there as well. So have to give a shout out there. So hopefully we'll see you there if you're watching and you want to come hang out with us.
Yep. All right. Well, I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun as well. So hopefully you enjoyed watching us play and you're interested in the game. Post your comments down below if you have any feedback, what you thought about the game, if you think there's anything that we could do a little bit better.
Subscribe over that way.
Yeah, subscribe. Is it that way or that way? I don't know what to subscribe.
I don't know. I'm the one that's got to do the video editing, so it'll be somewhere.
It will be somewhere. That is a true statement.
Anyway, thank you, Spider, for bringing this in. I did enjoy myself.
Good, glad to hear it. All right, so once again, we're the Ninja Legion. I'm Spider.
Cecil.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.